everybody, and welcome to the Absolute Football Podcast's Absolutely Lower League, the show dedicated to the EFL Championship, League One, League Two, and the National League. But it's a bit of a twist this week because we've not had many games, and it's been FA Cup for us, so it's just a couple of games in the EFL League One, and we've got the whole of League Two to talk about, as well as having some fun as usual, like we always do.
Well, there's going to be some fun tonight, that's for sure.
There is going to be some fun. I will just bring Clare in as well. We have got the lovely Clare as well.
Yay, well done, Clare.
Hi.
So, introductions, as always, we will start off with you, Anne. How are you doing? I don't know whether to ask you or not.
I'm very well, thank you very much. I'm all right. Sunderland didn't lose at the weekend, so, I'm happy. Yeah, let's just get it all the way tonight, I think.
That's why I wasn't sure whether to ask you or not.
It's going to be eventful tonight.
Have you been doing your singing practice?
Well, Claire, you weren't on before. Nick has got the instrumental, so we're going to have music in the background.
Yeah. Whether we can sync it or not, it's a different matter.
That might make it even better.
Yeah.
We'll try. Just before the rest of the introductions as well, we will go to the chat. We have got Graham, as always. Hello, Graham. Sam, our very own Sam, who we will give a brief mention to as well, because I was saying off air, but where's Claire this week? What we have done, because we obviously have the starting screen just saying where is Claire, and obviously your beautiful face, Claire. I have not seen where Claire is this week, so it's going to be 100% natural reaction from me as well, because I do not know. So that should be funny. But yeah, hello to everybody in the chat. Thank you so much. We've got Aled as well driving home for Christmas.
Whoa.
Thanks for the prayers from the kitchen, Sam.
Oh, brilliant.
There was a lot to unpack about that message, Claire, I will say.
Yeah, Claire, we'll speak to you now. How are you doing? You can explain to everyone why you're a bit later if you want to. It's completely up to you.
Just get ready to take this in, guys. So I get the baby to bed. She kicks off a bit. So I was late sorting my own tea out, which is fine. But I've got pans that have got like black rubber handles on them. Stainless steel just with the black rubber bit. Anyway, I turned the pans up thinking I'd get my tea quicker. Then I ran to sort a couple of things out. Came back and my pan was on fire. So instinctively, stupidly, I picked the pan up with my hand, burnt my hand, threw the pan, including the contents, up in the air, and managed to break a kitchen tile and the slate. So it's some going.
Are you okay, though?
Yeah, great. I'm fine.
Do you know what I thought instantly as well? When you said that your pan's on fire, I had in my head like the Will Griggs song, but Claire's pan's on fire.
No.
I'm so
sorry. Not
sorry.
much to show for it. Can you see my hand?
Oh, okay.
At least
we get to talk about Stockport, though.
and singing for us. I mean, that's definitely my highlight of the day.
I tell you what, though, I do feel sorry for Mr. Jeffs. Not only has he not got any tea because it's now on fire, he's going to have to wait for some because Claire's now on a podcast on next time.
It's all right. He didn't go home from work till 22:11.
Oh, there we go. That's fine.
Last but not least as well, Nick, how are you doing today? And I am loving that hat. I love a bucket hat anyway. I'm a sucker for a hat.
Thought it was about time I got the hat back out. So I'm doing good. So we're back to winning ways. That always helps. So keep ticking over. Looking forward to the next few games.
Oh, love it. Absolutely love it. Just going back to the chat as well, we have got Connor. Evening. I recognise that guy top right. Evening, Anthony. See you in a few weeks. Hope rest of the panel is doing well too.
Yeah.
Well, I'm doing well. I don't know if Claire's doing well. Obviously, she's here and we're so thankful that she's here. But yeah, I hope the burn's okay.
It's
and
okay.
the kitchen tile.
Just
The
to
kitchen's
mention
fire.
there, guys, Connor's podcast is also up for a football content award in the same category as mine. So there's
Well done, Connor.
Nice.
but to be fair, his podcast, it's about Manchester United women. It is absolutely fantastic. So fingers crossed. Fingers crossed we can both kind of win-ish.
Just if not, just have a few shots together.
Yeah.
Together anyway, doesn't matter.
I'm sure you'll have a good night.
Oh, 100%. Should we get cracking on the football then before we get into the fun stuff? I'm actually gutted we have to talk about football because I want to go to the fun stuff already, but we will get the football done first. League One, obviously, it wasn't many games at all. So we will start with Blackpool 3, Stevenage 0. Poor Matt. I mean, he travelled to Blackpool as well, and that result, not a good one at all, but Blackpool seem to be picking up a little bit of form, especially obviously since he signed Jordan Rhodes.
I will say, though, I'm slightly worried that we might have a Scoops Bar 2 with Matt Barley. We haven't heard from him since the result. But,
no, he's got something on with a different podcast he was saying before, so he was trying to get the time, but...
Maybe we put him off last week.
Well, maybe.
We'll never see him again. We'll never hear from him ever again. Bless him.
All I've got to do is send a voice note going, Matt Farley.
Bless him. We love Matt, don't we? Yeah, not the best of result for Stevenage, but obviously travelling away to a Blackpool side who are picking up some form now. So, yeah, I think it could have gone either way, to be fair. Bad day at the office for Stevenage. You're still doing very well. And obviously, for expectations of the season so far, I know I mentioned last week, they were one of my dark horses for this season. A lot of people had them to struggle or just get by. But, yeah, Steve Evans doing a good job there. Mm-hmm. Can't really say much more, can we?
No, I think looking at, well, you'll put the league up later, but Blackpool, they've got a game in hand on Stevenage and a couple of points behind. So obviously, like you say, probably the scoreline, you wouldn't have expected it to be 3-0, especially with Stevenage. You know, I don't think they concede that many. So yeah, it was a hell of a good result for Blackpool. Yeah,
they seem to be winning every couple of like one game out of two, don't they? They're building results now. Yeah, they'll be all right. They'll be playoffs, I reckon. But yeah, Stevenage, it's a hammering, isn't it? They're gonna have to bounce back this weekend. Fingers crossed, it's a decent home win for them.
Yeah, definitely. I think they'll do all right, to be fair, Stevenage. I think it was just a bad day at the office for them, wasn't it? And like we mentioned, Blackpool are picking up some good points now and they are playing some good stuff. A game that wasn't really, it seemed like a bit of a snooze fest like the other games, to be fair. Cambridge United won, Shrewsbury Town won. It's not really much we can say about that, really, is it? I think it's quite an expected result. They're just two teams that are just quite inconsistent.
Yeah. There's only a point between them in the league anyway. Yeah. So, like you say, that's probably although no games are bankers in this league, but that's probably a banker draw. So not unexpected by any means.
Yeah, definitely. Next game as well, obviously Carlisle United 0, Leyton Orient 1. I think
that's a good win for Leyton Orient.
It's a very good win, especially away from home as well.
Yeah, long way to go for them as well, isn't it? Like, you know, the Carlisle. Carlisle are funny, aren't they? Carlisle beat Bolton away last week, thinking like this is a perfect game to, kick on and start climbing up the league, and then they're losing 1-0 at home. A lot of season for them.
And they took a hell of a lot of fans as well, didn't they? Was it like 4,500?
Yeah, I'm sure it was.
Yeah. And I think they're getting some decent home gates as well. So, talking about Orient, what's your views on this game having to be replayed with Lincoln?
It's sad, isn't it? But I think my personal opinion is that it should be replayed because it wasn't over. I get I saw a tweet from that Derek's son saying that he feels like because it's being replayed, like the last part of his dad's life didn't really matter. But I think obviously that it is really sad, but I think that's just taking sort of a personal viewpoint on it. The game wasn't over, so it's better for them to travel and play 90 minutes than to play 6 minutes or whatever it is.
Yeah, there was good. It was either good. You can't really give. It was at Lincoln they were playing. Sorry, I can't remember that. Well, it was Lincoln, wasn't it?
Yeah.
You can't give the results either way, can you? You know, can't say the result stands because obviously it was 84, but there was still a lot of time to play, plus whatever stoppages and everything like that. You can't expect the away team to go down there and play 6 minutes. No, taking fans and everything like that. So I think it's the correct. I totally get where he's coming from, to be fair, and I'll probably feel the same way. But I think, you know, taking that hat off and putting the outsiders looking in hat, I think that's probably the only way the FA could have acted there, to be fair.
We had a game once called off. I mean, completely different circumstances. We were in the 91st minute, and there was like 4 minute stoppage time, and out of nowhere there was this torrential downpour. And when I say it flooded the pitch in a minute, it flooded the pitch in a minute.
Yeah.
And we had to replay that whole match.
Yeah. Wow. We went down to Accrington a couple of years ago now in League One, and it was 1-1 with 9 minutes to go. The referee called the game off. We went down, had to play about 3 weeks later. You know, I unfortunately wasn't there. I went to the 3-0 one when we won. But the one where we absolutely teamed down on there, otherwise I'd have been in my Anorak, like where's Clare was later on.
Oh, I tell you what, that actually happened to us. I went to Torquay one year, and it got called off.
What a hike as well.
I know, it got called off about 2 minutes before the players were coming out the tunnel. Like that late, everyone was in the ground. I went back on the Tuesday night and we lost 4-0.
We had a game called off a few seasons ago against Bristol Rovers when, again, an absolute torrential downpour. Never seen anything like it. And, that game got abandoned. And I can't remember how far it was into the game. But, it was just absolutely crazy. And to make games not being replayed, I'm going back in the 70s now when Swindon played in the Anglo-Italian Cup. And I'm trying to think of it. I think it might have been Lazio or Roma. Anyway, Swindon were winning 3-0, and the fans started ripping up seats and breaking up concrete and throwing it on the pitch. Then the referee abandoned the game, and consequently Swindon got the cup for it because it was the final at their place, and we absolutely tonked them, and they just weren't having any of it. It was absolutely crazy.
I can't really think of any what's been called off. I know the last one was a few seasons ago, and I think it was against Wimbledon, and that was obviously ours, and it got called off, and we had to have a replay as well. So I think that was a good few years ago, though. That was when we were actually half decent, so it must have been a while ago. No, a very long time ago. Just going back to the chat as well, we have Spenny Fan Chris. Hello there, everyone. Good evening. Hopefully everyone stays safe with all this awful weather. Mr. Luke in the chat as well. Where is the National League? We are only doing the league today, and I promise it isn't just because Rochdale lost in the FA Cup. It is only League One and League Two, so I do apologise. It will be back to normal next week, and it's a double game week, obviously. And we actually play Gateshead on Tuesday.
Yeah, Mr. Luke said he was coming down, didn't he?
Yeah. So I might not be on Thursday, depending on the result. I'm joking.
You're no scoop.
We're on Wednesday.
I'm no scoop. We've got Graham as well. I guess Lincoln can let Orient score straight away if they wanted and play the game at 1-0 down. Sam's comment made me laugh. Downpour at Stockport. Good job, Clare has a raincoat. Oh, I'm so excited for that. We have got Shawnee as well. Replaying 6 minutes is basically like a waste of travel. You may as well replay the whole game. Yeah, I completely agree with that. Again in the chat, Chris, Scunthorpe and Buxton had to replay the whole game when Buxton were leading in the 95th minute out of 10 minutes of injury time in the National League North. Wow. What a killer that must have been. Lisa sending lots of virtual hugs, bless her. We are sending one back to you as well, Lisa. There's a lot of interaction in the chat tonight, so I am going to try and keep up. Aled as well went down to Aldershot. 10 minutes into the second half, it was called off, was winning 2-0 in the replay. We beating them 6-0. Nice. Jack, where's Claire? Well, right
See
now,
you later, Jack.
I know, right now she's here, but none of us know. Even Claire doesn't know where she's been this week. It's that exciting. Mr. Luke as well in the chat. Nothing tops us. Our pre-season game getting abandoned due to a hearse. Yes, I remember that. A hearse doing donuts on the pitch.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I remember that. And that was literally, we'd not played an actual game in a National League yet. And that was like whoa, welcome to National League, Rochdale. It was like, oh my God. I was a bit taken back.
There was quite a little bit of local angst against that. It was Dunstan, wasn't it? They were playing. There was all sorts of like letters on against a couple of
a couple of their directors, wasn't it?
Yeah. And I know what one of them. No, I'm not going to mention his name, but he's a proper wrong and like so. Yeah.
Oh man.
Less said about that, the better.
Yeah.
In the chat as well, again, we've got Raj. Hello, Charlotte. It's Raj. You do a good job. Keep it up. Thank you so much. Simon in the chat. I don't know if anyone knows the answer, but I thought results were supposed to stand if a game got abandoned after 75 minutes. I thought that, to be fair. I thought if it were played after a certain time.
It's FA rule. God, I can't remember because I remember being fuming when we had to play our game again, like into stoppage time, and there's no such rule saying 75 minutes.
I thought it had changed a few years ago, but I might be wrong. But I thought it got changed to its discretion, I think. Because obviously, you know, what happened in Belgium on Tuesday with the Sweden fans, which was absolutely
awful.
Awful. They're not replaying that game because the result didn't really matter, because obviously Belgium are already qualified and Sweden can't. So there's no point in replaying that game. You know what I mean? But I think it's up to the discretion of, you know, said football, the people in charge, really, the federations. I think it's up to them, to be honest.
Yeah, that was so sad.
It was
really bad.
Such an awful world that we live in. Going back to the chat as well, we have got Jack. See you Saturday, Claire, for our annual 3 points. Cheers. Thank you.
I wish that was a joke. It's not a joke that they beat us every time, Grimsby. You're not meant to laugh.
5, 6, 7. Oh, what comes next, Claire? Is it going to be?
5, 6, 7, 8.
My boob's good and baby.
What a banger. What a banger. In the chat as well, we have got Sidechain Blaine. Hey, hello there. There's a lot of interaction in the chat. Thank you so much, everyone. That Scunthorpe Buxton game got rearranged because both teams got knocked out of the FA Cup on the 30th of September and Buxton still won 3-0. Shawnee as well. Who knows what the rules are? The FA change them every single day. Lose track of it. Yeah, I completely agree with that. I don't know if this is. Charlotte is a huge tease.
Wait, have you seen the next comment?
I know, being funded by many men.
She wishes.
I wish. I can't even get a text back. But thank you so much.
God.
There's a lot of love in the chat as well. Shah, thank you. But moving on to football, last but not least, we had Lincoln City 0, Burton Albion 1. Burton are putting a decent run together, aren't they? Like I thought they'd really struggle, but to be fair, I'm not saying they're not going to struggle like throughout the season, but they're picking up some good points, aren't they?
Yeah, they are. They're managing to get themselves away from it. They always seem to struggle, Burton, don't they? But then find a way, don't I think a couple of years ago they had Jimmy Floyd Hasselbank as manager, then sacked him, and then they went on a hell of an unbeaten run. We had a horrible, just speaking as a Sunderland fan, and we had a horrible run against Burton. We just could not beat them. You know, they knocked us out, they sent us down when we were in the championship. You know, Darren Bent scoring against us, which was fun. But then literally, I think we went about 6 or 7 games and we could not beat them. They were all bogey team League One. I think we eventually got like all sorted out. I think we beat them maybe on the last season of League One. Yeah, mad. But apparently, the Lincoln manager's been sacked this week.
Yeah. There's been a lot of managerial changes, hasn't there, this week, and a lot of sackings. I know obviously we're not talking about Championship, but Rowett's obviously gone, hasn't it, from Millwall?
That's mental. That's
mental.
Crazy. It's crazy. I mean, at least I can understand sacking him. You know what I mean? Because they haven't had a very good start of the season. But why are you doing it the Thursday before you do start again on a Saturday when you've had an international break? I really don't understand that at all. Should have been done last week. If they're going to do it last week. You know what I mean? Then it gives them time.
I think, did Lincoln sack the manager as well?
Yeah,
they did. Yeah, they did. Was there anyone else who's been sacked? I feel like there's other people.
League
Alexandra. Yeah.
Well, we'll come on to League Two, but I'll probably discuss it now. Mark Hughes got sacked.
Yeah.
The game before we played them, and we lost with a new manager bounce or the temporary manager bounce. We play Salford Saturday, but I think they're safe at the moment. Then we've got Gillingham, who sacked their manager. Then we've got MK Dons, who sacked their manager. So either we're going to get the bounce or teams are going to not want to play against us, because as soon as they're going to play against us beforehand, they sack their manager. So it's like, oh shit, Swindon are coming. Let's sack the manager, then we'll get a result.
That's because Swindon are massive, Nick. That's why.
Oh God, haven't we ever? Yeah, Claire, I reacted to your tweet on that, and someone who was it? The lad from Charlton got the right ump on it.
What do you mean?
When you said who's massive, Gills or Stockport, and then I said how many times you've been to Wembley? Can you not remember?
I remember that, but I don't remember someone getting the hump.
No, the lad from Charlton said, "What is it? I'll let you have your league."
Oh, that was Graham in the chat. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll let you have your League Two glory or something. I can't remember exactly what he said. I said, okay, thanks for that.
You're causing trouble, Graham.
I know. In the chat as well, we've got Shauna. It's a sacking roundabout. Yeah, that always happens, doesn't it?
Yeah.
We have got Chris. Yep, Gateshead coaching staff gone to MK Dons.
Yeah, great.
I know.
But he's a real good manager as well.
Very good
It
manager.
seems it.
Yeah, brilliant.
I'm sure we'll
Love
talk
it.
about that a bit later with MK Dons coming up, but that is a really, really clever appointment that from MK Dons. Really
very clever.
Yeah.
In the chat as well, Mr. Luke. Oh, press the button properly. Got my tickets booked for Rochdale away. Cannot wait for the A1 Circus starting at 5 p.m. Going to be in that massive stand with 60-odd Gateshead fans in a possible rain.
Best away in the country is Rochdale. Bloody brilliant.
Go to the Chippy, honestly. Go to the Chippy. You will not be disappointed. That is my tip.
Forgot about that Chippy.
Honestly, Claire, go to that. It'll be shut now, actually. Next time you're thinking of cooking, you don't want to burn your hand, just go to the Chippy.
What, the one all the way in Rochdale?
Yeah.
Is that far from Stockport? I don't know.
I don't have any idea.
It's just all Manchester.
I just use Google Maps and that tells me.
Funny. Just moving on now to the table. So we have got, still at the top, we have got Portsmouth on 28 points, Oxford in second place on 27 points. The playoffs are Barnsley on 22 points, Peterborough on 21 points, Stevenage also on 21 points, and Bolton on 20 points. And in relegation, nothing has changed in the relegation zone. 21st, we have Fleetwood on 8 points, Reading on 6 points, Wigan on 5 points, and Cheltenham, Ant's favourite team. I'm joking.
At least they never scored last week.
I know. Oh, funny. I've just been asked as well. We have got Danny, Rochdale Mint Away Day, Wigan kebabs. Oh, I love a Wigan kebab. It's not the only reason I go to
What's
Rochdale.
a Wigan kebab?
Oh, it's a pie in a muffin. Oh, it's the best thing ever.
Do you mean in a bar?
Yeah, a muffin. Don't start this off. Do you know what? Actually, we will have a debate.
Yeah.
We'll have a debate.
Can you translate? I'm not northern.
Oh, you probably call it a roll.
It is, yeah. It's a roll.
There's no bar.
So I watch Corrie, so I know what you're on about. Get my fix in northern.
Love it. Anyone else in the chat as well, if you do want to jump on it, what is it to you? Is it a muffin? Is it a roll? Is it a balm?
The weirdos in Yorkshire call it a bread cake or something like that.
I don't get that.
Bread cake?
Yeah, I don't get that.
I've never heard of
Aled calls it a bap.
that. Yeah, stutty.
Danny as well calls it a bread cake. What do you call it, Anne?
A stutty.
Oh.
Oh, what?
A stutty.
A stotty.
Yeah, stutty.
A stotty.
Stotty.
Yeah.
I sound proper like weird, was it? A stotty.
That was for you, that comment, by the way, Danny. Oh, and I saw you've just commented it as well.
Right. To anyone in the chat as well, I know there's some like disagreements going on, so please can we keep it like nice with each other? I don't obviously want this kind of behavior, or you will be getting removed, because it's a positive, nice show. So anyone in the chat, please interact, but please don't be offending anyone or
I won't sing otherwise.
Yeah. So please be nice. If you aren't willing to be nice, then just please remove yourselves. Thank you. That's me being a teacher. Moving on to League Two. Notts County 1, Mansfield 4. I thought it would be a great game. I expected goals, but I didn't expect I thought Mansfield would do well because they're on a roll, but I didn't expect them to obviously win 4-1, especially away.
It seemed that it was all going Notts County's way as well when they took an early lead.
Yeah, that's right.
That was through a bit of a defensive howler, to be fair. Yeah. And I think then they had another opportunity to go 2-0 up. But then sort of Mansfield just got back in, didn't they? And they just have a mentality of not losing games. I think the thing is with Notts County, and I've said it before, if you've got a fast forward line, then you can break them down. And I know they're doing well, so I'm not taking anything away from them, but I think that'll be their downfall this season, is teams knowing how to break through that. And I think the same with Wrexham, really. Sorry, Aled. But the same with Wrexham, if you've got a pacey front line, you're always going to get goals.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely. In the chat as well, Graham also put Notts County's defending was schoolboy. I completely agree. And we've said, haven't we, before, like, as much as they play well and they score goals, similar to, like you said as well, Claire, they also leak a lot of goals, don't they?
Yeah.
There was a couple of goals that were from set pieces which were really poorly defended. I mean, you can't I think Aidan Flint had all the time in the world to score his goal. You can't leave Aidan Flint all alone in his box. He's about 9'3" anyway. You know what I mean? He's such a tall bloke.
I mean, they must be paying him some money to get him there. I mean, obviously, two of the goal scorers were Flint and Reed, who were both ex-Swindon players. Yeah. So, I mean, unfortunately, when Flint left Swindon, there was a bit of bad feeling. But as a player, I'd have him back any day. He's a hell of a centre-half. He's absolute beast.
Keeler Dunn as well.
Yeah.
He seemed to set quite a bit up. He is just outstanding, really. Don't need to say anything.
He takes his corners as well, Claire.
I know.
He puts his foot over the top of the ball, so he's like drilling it in. Quite a good skill to have that, and both, like I said, I think the two goals that were scored from corners were down to him, and Notts County just didn't know how to defend them. He's all of that. I just can't see if they want to get promoted, they're going to have to show up that back line, because you can't.
Sorry,
go on, mate. No, sorry.
No, I was just going to say the only trouble with Mansfield is of the top 7, they've only won 5 and they've drawn 8 games, even though they're undefeated, and that could well cost them too many draws, and you can end up slipping down the league.
Yeah, I think the thing is though, they have got a really small squad. They've got what's his name? I've got his face in my head. Clough.
Yeah.
Nigel Clough.
Yeah, Nigel Clough. He doesn't like to have a big squad.
He doesn't know.
So he wants a team that are, small, close knit. So really, everyone's playing for each other. They've got obviously a good team spirit, and they just don't know when they're beaten.
Yeah. Do you think he has got something to prove this season? Because Mansfield have been around and about, haven't they, recent seasons? And obviously they've tailed off now. Do you think he kind of has to do something this season, or they could possibly part ways with him? Or do you think he's quite comfortable in the job? Because I think as much as he's doing well and stuff now, I think he does come under quite a bit of pressure as well. And I think now's the time.
I know from speaking to Ross, who's a big Mansfield fan, he was on the fence the end of last season about whether he wanted him to stay or not. And Ross said this season he feels like he's currently being proved wrong. And he's happy that obviously things are going as they are. But I think it's just such a fickle game. If they lose a few matches, people will probably start calling for his head again.
Yeah, definitely. I've just thought the last few seasons as well, because they kind of have a good start and stuff, and then obviously they tail off. And I don't know if that is due to squad depth as well, like we mentioned.
Probably is.
Yeah. So I think for me, it kind of is under a little bit of pressure as well, and I think it does have to do something this season, otherwise it might part ways with him. But I am not a Mansfield fan, so I am probably completely wrong, but that's just my opinion. In the chat as well, we have got Danny. He thinks Mansfield to go up this season.
Nah, I don't think they'll. I think they'll be in the playoffs, but I don't think
there's a lot of strong teams, isn't there? Like, there's a lot of stronger teams, I think. And obviously we mentioned the squad depth, and I think playoffs, but I don't think it'll be automatics.
Yeah. You know what it is, though, with Mansfield, the longer they stay unbeaten, I think the more kind of attention that they're going to have to be given, to be fair. Because
definitely.
It's such a good run.
100%.
It's the 19th of October, and they're still unbeaten. It's a lot of games, that.
No,
but they become a target then, though, don't they?
Yeah, exactly.
They'll be the first team to beat them.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. I'm jealous. We got beat first game at season.
So did we.
Aaron ended. I know. Next game, AFC Wimbledon 0, Bradford 1. I mean, get rid of Mark Hughes, you start winning games. Who would have thought it?
Yeah.
I know they've won 3 on a bounce now with the player manager, haven't they? They're doing quite well. I saw, what's his name that scored the goal? Whoever he is.
I watched the highlights. That's okay.
I know, yeah.
I'll try and get it up quickly.
he had an interview after the match, and basically he said that the difference between Mark Hughes and I forgot the name of his player manager as well.
Is it Osadabi?
Yeah, that's it. What's the player manager called and all?
You just wanted Claire to say, Charlie to say it, didn't you?
No, that's all.
Drop me in it.
He said the difference between Mark Hughes and him is clarity, and by that he means that what's his name? This player manager. No, the player manager.
Someone in the chat tell me. I will try and find it. I'm unorganised.
I just keep saying him. What he was saying though is that he
Kevin McDonald.
Kevin McDonald.
Thanks,
that's
Nick.
It. So Big Kev.
Big Kev. We'll call it Kev
is making his like sort of game plan really, really clear. He's telling people what they do, and he's kind of saying like, just go and have fun. Let's score more than we concede. And apparently the players are really like kind of feeling that they can go and play again where they've been a bit restricted.
Yeah, we got beat by Bradford in his first game, and talking to their supporters, they some easy chances, but Bradford weren't great, and they all said, well, that's the best game we've played all season, and he said it just shows how bad we'd been under Hughes. And I think the McDonald's got them playing forward, whereas they were just looking to play back all the time and play safe rather than attacking teams. And obviously he's getting the results out of it, so you got to say fair play to him.
That's it.
Definitely. I just want to say as well in the chat, as I mentioned before, Sam has said the same. Please, can everyone just be nice in the chat? I mean, we don't want anyone upset. We don't want anybody offended. This is just a positive space for people to have fun, to talk football, to enjoy themselves, to talk about anything you want to talk about. If you want to tell us what you had for your tea, please tell us, but please keep it nice.
Let's just draw a line and not talk about it again. Just pretend that you've just rejoined again.
Exactly. And on that note, on a positive note, as we mentioned, Kev Matt, because we called him Old McDonald. So on his farm, on his farm, he has. Is it a what is it? It's Billy Bantam, isn't it? Is he a chicken?
And on that farm, he had a cock. E-I-E-I-O. It's a cockerel.
It's Billy Bantam. That's the man.
Billy Bantam.
Billy Bantam.
I'm just thinking there, Birds of Blue's got it right in the chat there. Kevin Ball. There's a boy. Ooh, Bally Ball, eh? Ooh, Bally Ball, eh?
Craig as well. Hughes probably thought he could win the league with Bradford because of who he is. As we mentioned, I think, was it last week when we said these players who were getting like jobs and stuff, these big names, it doesn't mean that they will do something, especially in the lower leagues, because they've got no experience, have they? Like, they might have experience like in a higher league, but in the EFL, they don't have the experience. So I think everyone expected Mark Hughes to do well because he is Mark Hughes and everybody knows Mark Hughes, but it doesn't often work that way, does it?
Yeah, like you say, having experience in other leagues doesn't mean you're going to go and be successful in another league. Like,
exactly. You got Shawnee's on, that made me laugh. Keep it PG, Claire.
A cockerel is PG.
Exactly.
Because your mind went south. It's not my fault.
Dirty minded. Shawnee. We have Crewe, Alexandra 2, Tranmere, Rovers 0. And I'm pretty sure, did Tranmere get 2 sent off?
Yes.
1 or 2? 2, wasn't it?
Yeah. Keeper got sent off for an absolutely brilliant handball from the edge of the box.
Yes,
absolutely
fantastic. I saw that.
And then the keeper that came into net was 42.
Yes, Joe Murphy used to play for Sutton. Yeah.
I just don't get what's going on with Tranmere at the minute. They're a bit of a circus, aren't they, at the minute? It's just mental. I mean, Crewe, obviously, good win for them, but what's going on with Tranmere? Because not that long ago, they were up there competing, weren't they? Like, I don't know what's going on.
It did look like they were just not able to convert their chances the other day.
Yeah.
I know they hit the woodwork twice. Obviously, they were down to 10 men, so that goes against them as well. I feel like it can't stay that way forever. I feel like at some point they're going to come good. Or I feel like kind of mid-table-ish, lower mid for this season. But they need to get a bit of continuity, really. I think
100%.
the bringing the manager they did in was just such a mistake that I think they're still paying for it, really.
Yeah, definitely. As well, Simon, just as mentioned before, the Mark Hughes thing he's put in the chat. People think because Hughes played under Sir Alex that he should be a good manager, but he's awful. A bit like Paul Ince and Steve Bruce.
That's a really good point, though.
That is a very good point. Very good point. And obviously, we'll see about Wayne Rooney as well, won't we? Because he's Birmingham now, so we will see what goes on there. Next game as well, somebody who has turned a corner massively. Doncaster 4, Sutton United 1. They're putting some wins together now, Doncaster, aren't they? The players are starting to gel. They're pulling off some wins, good performances as well now. So, yeah, do you reckon they've turned a corner, everybody?
Yeah.
Yeah, they'll definitely got the league. They're a much better side than their position shows. So I think whoever plays them is going to get a hard game.
Yeah.
And it looks like Sutton are in big trouble.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Definitely.
Yeah, they're struggling like hell, aren't they?
I think when we played Doncaster, and I'd said before, I think they're in a false position, and the reason being, they signed so many players pre-season, and I think because they had that many, it's just going to take time.
Yeah.
But they had Issa and Ironside up front who looked absolutely like, that like they'll come good for him. And there's a couple of defenders that they had that were really good as well. Probably a bit of a time wasting team, which is quite frustrating, but they do what works for them. Foul, that's it. So I think they'll do all right.
Danny as well, obviously Doncaster fan. They're in a false position.
100%.
In the chat as well, just about the manager talk we were having. Shawnee put, we had Jimmy Hasselbank 6 years ago and he only lasted one season. Big name, not that much experience. Yeah. It's
big ego.
A massive ego, ego.
Definitely.
Craig as well. Have Sutton won since they beat Notts County 5-1?
Yeah, they've won 2 games, so they must have.
Yeah. Was it? It wasn't that long ago, was it? It was the last week.
Walsall last week.
I was going to say, was it Walsall or something? It was someone like that. Alad in a chat as well. They just needed time to gel. Doncaster, exactly, completely agree. And then the next game.
Sorry, Sutton beat Walsall 4-0.
Yeah,
That's just shows how crazy this league is.
Yeah,
it's absolutely so ridiculous. Crazy. Yeah,
so completely agree. It reminds me a bit like us last season, where obviously we were on that much of a downward spiral. We'd pull off like a random result and like beat someone, and then we'd go like a few weeks losing again. So I'm sorry, Sutton fans, but it does remind me very much of what we were like last season. I don't want to put a dampener on it. I'm sorry if I've ruined your night or made you feel even worse. Moving on. Forest Green 5, Colchester 0. I mean, wow.
Ooh. That's crazy.
In this league,
blows my mind how
mental.
Forest Green were like the worst team I had seen in like such a long time.
Can I just obviously because I'm an outside looking at this league, why do you guys think it's just this open? You know, like we're seeing teams there. Obviously, Sutton won 4-0 last week, getting hammered this week. Walsall we're going to them later. They got beat off Sutton last week, beat the team 4-1 this week. Forest Green beat the team 5-0. Might go and get beat 3-0 or something. Why is it so open at the moment?
I think a lot of teams are attacking more. It seems to be that teams are going for the win, and there's a lot of goals being scored, all the way down the league. Even Newport. Just looking at it, they're in 20th. They've scored 21 goals, which is as many as Mansfield. So it just seems, whether it's poor defending or good attacking, it's, teams just seem to be going for it this season. You could say it's a very even league or it's a very poor league, and everybody said at the start, "Oh, it's a real tough league," but I don't know where you would put it at the moment, to be honest, because it seems anybody can beat anybody, apart from Stockport, really, of course.
Because we're massive.
Because I thought I'd get that in. Massive.
Alan obviously agrees as well. He's put, tell me about it. One moment you're beating Walsall 3-0 and the next you're losing 5-0 away at Stockport. We have got Shawnee in the chat as well, who said, I prefer to lose to Forest Green and Bristol Rovers because Rovers give me nightmares. In the chat as well, Blaine has put, it's exciting football.
Definitely.
And then Craig as well, Stockport will win the league, though, or not to be far off.
We'll see. We'll see.
We'll see.
I'm going to have a party on here if we get promoted.
Oh, God, can you imagine it?
Imagine where's Clare this week? She'll be at every party going.
Yeah.
She'll be in the party bus. Next game, we have Grimsby Town 0, Accrington Stanley 2. What's going on with Grimsby at the minute? I mean, they started quite well, didn't they, this season, and they're kind of tailing off a little bit. Don't know what's going on. I don't obviously want to mention them too much because aren't you playing them on the weekend, Claire? So
and
I
they
don't want
always beat us. So I'm still expecting to lose. It's really weird. And I know Jack was in before, probably not anymore because he seems to spend his life on his Xbox.
Oh, bless him.
But I think he was saying that he wants the manager gone. He says, like, is a legend for getting him promoted, but he thinks he's taking him as far as he can.
Yeah.
I don't know what's going on with them because I thought they'd be stronger this year than they have been so far.
Got some decent players as well, I think, Grimsby.
Like, really, yeah.
Players. It is a very, very strange one. Going back to the chat as well, there is a lot of love for Stockport, Claire. Stockport, Ali's prediction of being top. Sitting in a trophy. Oh, where's Claire? Oh, don't give Sam any more ideas, but that would be great. And as well in the chat, we have Chris. Crazy how Stockport were in a National League North a few seasons ago, and we're playing teams like his team.
I did have a couple of trips to Spennymoor.
Literally 5 minutes away from my house.
Oh,
yeah.
Super Glennie Taylor. It's true. He's the reason why we got promoted from the Conference North because like Charlie should have won, really. They bottled it. And they lost. We won. And then it got to the last day of the season. They only needed a point to win the league. And Spennymoor, Glenn Taylor specifically, scored like a last minute winner from a corner. The keeper saved a penalty, Matt Gold, and we won 2-0. So we're going into the last day of the season, like knowing that we were gonna win the league because we had none eaten. So yeah, super Spennymoor.
We've got in the chat as well, obviously Chris saying Glenn Taylor is the goal. Blaine, thank you so much for your kind words. He has put, get the thumbs up for the stream, guys. Thank you so much for supporting us in the chat and obviously your kind words. Sam, he has put, nice suggestion, we'll bear that in mind. Oh, funny. I cannot wait for that.
Just don't do it too soon.
Yeah. Oh, funny. Mr. Luke obviously saying Charlie are in a rut in the National League North. That's
good.
Oh, I was going to say it's so sad to see, and you just went good. I tried sympathising with him, and Claire just went good. Love it. And then obviously we've got Shawnee. Last game thrillers is what I love to see.
Good for the neutral.
It is very good for the neutral. Obviously, next game, Harrogate Town 1, Stockport County 3. I will let you have your moment, Claire.
Wow, this is my first missed match of the season. And I missed it because I can't stand Harrogate. And it's nothing to do with Harrogate. So I just want to clear that bit up. It's to do with the fact that going to Harrogate, getting beat by Harrogate quite a few times in the Conference North has just given me nightmares. So I thought I'll stay away and I'll have a family day out instead. I've watched all the highlights, of course, and Blackpool has no signal at all. So I didn't really know the result until much later on. So yeah, we won 3-1. I don't know if you've seen the highlights and seen the goals, but the first goal was like a little bit ridiculous. So it's a throw-in from Southam Hales, and Sars, it's only in the 14th minute, but Sars cuts in and he scores from the tightest of angles to put us 1-0 up. They hit the woodwork, we hit the woodwork, and then Louis Barry again. It's ridiculous.
He's another level, He's
like,
another level.
The way that he cuts through players, like he beats 2 and 3 men, like he doesn't fear anything. But yeah, he skipped past 2 defenders, cut into the box, crossed the ball in, and like the defender really didn't have any choice but to try and clear it because there was 2 people behind him. So he tried to clear it, but kind of just kind of deflected it into his own net, really. So that put us 2-0 up in the 50th minute. And then Will Collar, from a lovely Sars cross, put us 3-0 up in the 69th minute. And then just 4 minutes later, like, I don't know if you've seen it, but Harrogate got awarded a penalty. And the penalty was just pretty ridiculous, if I'm being honest. Ethan Pye wins the ball. Then the player falls over and they get a penalty. Really, it shouldn't have been.
Yeah.
And without that, it's a clean sheet. But I'm not going to complain too much because obviously 7 league wins in a row is pretty amazing.
Some do it.
Yeah.
Some do it.
We had
Jealous.
16 shots. We had 8 corners. So I'm just really pleased though, because you'll remember at the start of the season I was saying, like, we will come good. I know we'll come good.
Yeah.
But it's just a bit frustrating now. And the fact that we found a way to win without, realistically, our best player, Kyle Wootton, is amazing. And it's to the point now where we're able to ease him back in. You know, he's able to come on as a sub, like, near the end of the match. And that's so important for his match fitness. It's not getting rushed. And really, the others are doing so well. How do they get dropped from the team? It's such a good problem to have. Obviously, like, I don't take any notice of the table at this point in the season, so I'm not getting too ahead of myself.
But it's nice to be top.
But it's nice
nice
to
to see.
Yeah. But not getting too carried away.
Craig in the chat as well was surprised when you didn't beat Carlisle to go up.
Do you know what, Craig? I think there were so many different things to that. We had players that weren't able to train, like, whatsoever. We were down to absolute bare bones. The players that all came off the bench hadn't trained. There was players playing with injuries where anytime that's possible, they wouldn't have been playing. So it was just kind of one of them. And as soon as they equalised, I was like, and I said it at the time, I was like, we were 8 minutes away from League One. And now we're not going to go up. But I think probably was right, as, like, I wasn't even gutted. Like, at the end at Wembley, I was just like, oh well. My friend next to me was crying, bless her. I didn't mind that much. I just thought next season we can go one better. And there's some ridiculous stat, like, for the last 10 seasons in a row, we've always finished better than we did the year before.
Yeah.
So, like, for 10 years, we've had constant growth. Like, it doesn't always mean promotion, but it means that you're getting better every year. And as a fan, what more could you want from that?
That's brilliant. That's really, really good. I wish that happened with us. We just get worse.
I know. I just see a couple of comments about Ethan Pye.
Mr. Luke put, nice to see Ethan Pye getting some minutes into him at Stockport and getting a real chance to shine. His loan spell at us made me a better player. We are grateful for him.
Do you know, Mr. Luke, I spoke to him when we were in Spain pre-season, and he said that he was happy to come back because he was, like, helping his team out, but he was gutted that he didn't get to go to Wembley with you. He talks dead fondly of his time at Gateshead as well. I think he's got such a bright future.
This really made me laugh. I could do a duet with your aunt. Blaine's just asked if I'm still in Little Mix. I think it's my hair. I could do a duet with you after.
Oh, it's a shame. It's a shame you've not got like, light hair, because you could have a light bulb on your head then.
Oh yes, I should have brought my tinsel again. It'll definitely be there next week, definitely. Craig obviously thought that's what you want to improve gradually every year. Yeah. 100%. We have got as well at Wembley 5, County 1. only one game won at Wembley was right. Thanks for that.
I know, don't say that to
come on, Darren. I mean, everyone beats us anyway, but especially at Wembley. We've been twice and we've got beat twice, but what a day out. It absolutely pissed it down, for starters. We got beat.
I don't remember the weather that day.
Oh, my sad face was all over. I was the final picture because my mum and cousin, it was me, my mum, my cousin, my dad and my stepdad. So they were like, what we'll do, we'll put face paint on and stuff. So I was like, oh, yeah, definitely. So
that was you?
You will, yeah.
I am finding that.
You will know him so well because obviously an ex-player of yours, Adam Lafondra, loved Adam Lafondra. So me being me, add Alfie across my forehead. I've got a big forehead as it is. So bearing in mind, Alfie was written massively on my forehead. I had two flags on me, black and white flags, because it was our centenary season. So I thought, yeah, we'll go all out. My cousin and my mum had a little flag on the cheek. So they stitched me up as it was. So then obviously we're losing and yeah, it just decided the camera to zoom in on my face. Miserable.
Did you cry?
As anything. No.
Oh, it's not too bad then.
I kind of expected it because to be fair to me as well, I think it would have been too soon for us to get promoted. Keith Hill had just obviously done wonders with us, but I just think it would have been too soon for us. But yeah, I got on telly, I had a miserable face. It was pissing it down, but it was a great day out.
We definitely need to find that photo.
I don't know. I'm actually gutted that I've told everyone because that will probably be on Where's Clare next week. It'll be you cheering in your coat and my sad face. Someone will probably end up finding it. So if you do find it, please send it to me.
Yeah, so that we can put it out on the podcast Twitter.
Oh, Sam, I think we have that photo in the Shire archive. I really hope not.
I hope you do.
Thank you as well, Craig. Not wrong with a big forehead. Thank
Damn
you.
Right.
We've got a lot of people laughing at me. Next game we will go to MK Dons 2, Barrow 2.
Yeah, the end of Graham Alexander.
No.
Did you
they
see
never
the game?
wanted him. They never wanted him anyway, I don't think, did they?
No. It must be the quickest managerial sacking after winning Manager of the Month, though. I mean, he's lasted another 6 weeks.
Yeah.
But they were 2-0 up. They were 2-0 up in stoppage time. Then Barrow would score 2 goals in stoppage time. But you can just kind of feel it, like the boos and all that on the highlight shows. And yeah, they've like I say, I think we've mentioned it before. Mike Williamson's been announced as manager.
Yeah.
And I really do think that's a really good appointment for MK Dons. I hope they give him the time. It's a shame for Gateshead. You know, it really is a shame for Gateshead because he's done such a good job and Gateshead have been flying. And I hope I don't know who's going to get the Gateshead job or if there's any rumours for it. But
I've actually heard, I don't know if it's actually true or if it's Rochdale fans taking a mick, but our ex-manager, Robbie Stockdale, is from round there.
And he's from the northeast, yeah.
I've heard he has been linked with them. I don't know how true it is, so please don't take it as kosher. It probably isn't. It's probably just a rumour of Rochdale fans hoping he takes over before, obviously, because he wasn't very good for us before our game.
No.
But it wouldn't surprise me if he did get the manager's job and they ended up hammering us on Tuesday. It wouldn't surprise me either. But yeah, I have heard about that, but I don't know how true it is. And I don't know if it's just our fans like making stuff up.
Isn't it good to see though, like a club, as much as we don't particularly care for MK Dons, but it's good to see a club actually taking a chance with somebody from the National League.
Definitely.
So they could have gone for a Mark Hughes kind of has-been manager. Instead, they've gone for an up-and-coming manager who's done a really, really good job in the National League with Gateshead. So he's done. I mean, he's gotten promoted. They're just about on the peripheries of the playoffs. It's such a shame for Gateshead. I will agree with this. But he's done a great job. So fair play to him.
I suppose if your manager's leaving to go on to something bigger after he's left your club in a much better place, you can't not be happy for him at the same time. So it's probably like bittersweet, really.
Yeah. Yeah.
We have got a happy Birds of Blue in the chat as well, bless him. Barrow, I tell you what, they're doing well, aren't they? They're a decent side, aren't they, Barrow? Pete Wilde's got them playing some really good stuff. Like really
Pete Wilde is ridiculous, like in a good way.
Yeah, he's just
Did you see him after the game as well? The interview after the game, and he looked as if all his Christmas had come at once. He just looked so happy, and he was like, "They deserved to be 2-0 down, but they managed to fight back at the end." And not many teams will do that, like 2-0 down, stoppage time, and score 2 goals. It's a really, really good effort. Fair play to them.
Yeah, completely agree. In the chat as well, Mr. Luke has got Rob Elliott in charge.
Another ex-Newcastle defender, so he might do all right, Rob Elliott.
Next game as well, we have got Morecambe versus Crawley. That was postponed. I think Morecambe had a couple of players international call-up last time as well.
Like those countries must be scraping the barrel.
I know. Do you know what? I'm actually really gutted that ours didn't get called off in the FA Cup qualifier, because we had 2 on international duty. Cairo Mitchell, who's been bagging the goals, and George Never. So I was kind of hoping it would have got called off, but yeah, not that it would help us at this moment.
But that's just leaving you to concentrate on the league, babe.
We really needed a cup run now because we've got no money. We've got the FA trophy, though. We've got the FA trophy. Swindon 2, Newport 0. Nick, have your moment.
Yeah. It turned out in the end it was quite a comfortable win. Not too many chances for either side. We scored 2 quality goals. The first one after 8 minutes. Charlie Austin's been getting some stick from some fans who leave their brains behind when they go to football. The work he does on the pitch is just absolutely brilliant, and made the goal. Beautiful through ball to Kemp, and he took it. The keeper had a rush to the head, come to the edge of his box and thought, shit, what am I doing here? Stopped. Kemp went round him and from quite an angle steered it into the far post. Really good quality goal that he took there. And then it was fairly even. Probably that was 8 minutes, but the first 10 minutes or so, Newport actually pressed us quite well. So give them credit, and stopped us playing a lot of the football that we normally do at home. So they did quite well, but we sort of eased into the game then. 1-0 half time. And again, second half was similar. We probably had the better chances. A keeper made a couple of saves, but nothing to worry. We never looked like we were going to concede. And then 8 minutes from the end, who was it on the left? Shade cut in from the left, fed Khan, who hit a really good shot from inside the penalty area. The keeper parried it straight back into the box, and Hepburn Murphy, first time shot, smashed it into the net. And we're talking about him that he played a couple of games as a starter. He'd come off the bench again Saturday, which he seems to be his most effective. And when he's got time to think, he messes it up. He's a very instinctive player. And the ball come to him. It's a really good finish. Hit it first time, giving nobody any chance to save it. And he's like that sort of player that give him no time, and where he's got to instinctively do something, he's good. Give him time, because later on, he went through on the keeper and he could have chipped it. Again, tried to take it around the keeper and messed it up. So, from that, say 2 good goals, say Kemp was outstanding, but the best player on the pitch was Brewitt, centre half, and he had what's his name? Their centre forward, Bogle.
Yeah,
He was an absolute beast, and our guy he loves to defend, Brewitt, and they had a real battle. They were at, not nastily, but they were at each other the whole game, and it's you can see that he loves defending, and he hardly let him get into anything. But yeah, Bogle is an absolute beast, but he shut him out, man of the match, and Kemp not far behind. So overall, a good 3 points after, well, you can call it 3 defeats on the trot. Some of us aren't counting Reading, which I went to Reading in the whatever trophy it's called and saw us get beat 5-0. That was a fun time. I think we took something like 700-800 fans there for a nothing game, and it was crazy. We conceded early. Then we conceded one in stoppage time in the first half to make it 2-0. And there were 8 minutes stoppage time in the second half. And we conceded another 2 goals in stoppage time. So it was like, oh, this is fun. So it's nice to get back to winning ways in the league. And like I say, we've got a few tough games coming up now against teams that have got either no manager or new managers. So that'll be fun.
Who is it you've got on Saturday again, Nick?
We're at Salford Saturday.
Oh, they're picking up they're picking up a bit, aren't they?
Yeah, they are. So, that's always, I mean, we've had a few good results there in the past. So hopefully we can continue with that, which we need to, because to say then we've got Gillingham and MK. Shouldn't call them Dons, apparently. Got Milton Keynes in Gills.
Call them whatever you want, Nick.
Yeah.
No, I'm much too polite. Franchise. We call him MK franchise.
MK franchise. As well, bless him, has said, night everybody, early start in the morning.
You're missing the best bit, Blaine.
I know.
Yeah, where's Clare?
I know.
No,
thank
you
you
singing.
so much for tuning in. I know. Oh, funny. Next game we have in League 2, Walsall 4, Gillingham 1. I mean, sack Neil Harris, and then I don't think they're much better, especially defensively. For a shambles,
I think it was a mistake. It was a mistake to sack
Totally
him.
agree.
I think with the strength and depth of that squad, there seems to be more to it though, because I've seen a couple of tweets from his wife.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Clare Harris. It must be something about Clare's.
The outspoken.
She's not holding back. Yeah, she's not holding back. She seen. I can't remember what she said, but basically it was something like, imagine like sacking him and then seeing this as a result of it. But I think he was just a good manager that got his team playing such a boring style of football.
Yeah.
I said it before, you have to be consistently good at it to get away with it. And because that's how he'd lined up, I don't know if maybe the team are the right ones now to not play that kind of football.
Definitely. And I think, to be fair to him as well, it got them really set up defensively, and they've signed some really good players, but a bit like Doncaster, where I think they needed to gel a bit. And to be fair, they've not done bad, have they? I mean, they've not been the best performances, but they've been getting wins.
Yeah.
And now I don't think they're any better off.
No.
Not at all.
Especially like we said, defensively at the minute, for a bit of a shambles, aren't they?
And I suppose though, the thing to look at, if you are a fan and you're seeing that negative style of football, and you're not necessarily getting the results, because they were going through a bit of poor form, not necessarily losing that much, but just because they're watching boring football.
Yeah.
And they're not getting those back-to-back wins. Because the start of the season, they were loving that style of football because they were getting the results.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And it just shows how, like, and I'm talking about myself as well, it just shows what a fickle sport football is.
100%.
But it was all 1-0 wins, though, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And that was never going to last.
No.
You know, you're not going to keep winning 1-0 week in, week out.
Yeah.
100%. Craig in the chat has just said, don't get it. They were overachieving at the start of the year. Who have they got now? I don't think they've actually got anyone at the minute, have they?
No, definitely.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
I wouldn't necessarily say they were overachieving either, because they've got a wadded owner now. They've got money behind them.
Got some very good players as well.
They should be up there.
100%. In the chat as well, Graham has put, I wonder if Neil Harris will go back to Millwall. I don't know. Would they take a chance on him? I don't think they would they?
No.
He'd probably go back, but they probably wouldn't have him.
Yeah. It might be something to do with the staff or something, but I don't think he'd be actual manager. Aled has put, it was effective and got wins. Yeah, 100%. Craig agrees with Graham. He's wondering whether he will go back to Millwall.
Apparently, Kevin Muscat's the favourite for the Millwall job. Who used to play for Millwall all those years ago, and he actually had an interview for the Rangers job. He did. And for Clermont, didn't they, from France? So
Yeah.
I would probably suggest it'd be more that than Harris, because obviously they had Harris, sacked Harris, so I can't see that happening, to be honest.
Yeah, definitely. Darren in the chat as well has put about them smash and grab at Edgeley Park when they beat us 1-0.
We did everything that day but score.
Yeah, I think you're right. It goes to show that you've got to have a plan B, haven't you? Like if that's not, and then it's very quick in football that teams kind of get a grip of what you're going to do, so you have to kind of adjust. And I don't think he's adjusted that well. But I thought it was a terrible sacking, to be honest.
Yeah, very strange. Very strange. Obviously, last but not least as well, we've got you in the chat, Eled. Please tell us your thoughts on this result. Wrexham 3, Salford City 2. Seemed like quite a good game. Salford have been picking up recently. They've been scoring more goals than they have been. As we mentioned, both teams do concede goals, don't they? Especially Wrexham, but they do score goals. Good win for them.
Didn't Salford go 2-0 up as well?
I'm sure we did.
Yeah, it was typical Wrexham. 2 late goals. It was at the 88th and 89th minute. From what I heard again from Swindon when we went there, I didn't go to the game, but they said that will push them. Their fans will push them all the way, and. I mean, you talked earlier about conceding goals in stoppage time. It doesn't happen that often. We were 5-3 up in stoppage time and drew 5 each down at Wrexham. Yeah. So it's just crazy down there, and that's what they do down there. No, I still don't think they'll be. They might get into the playoffs, but they're certainly not going to be top 3. They concede too many goals for that.
Yeah. I think. I think they might strengthen in January because they're going to know what's their weakness.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
And they've got so much money from this Disney thing. They can still spend massively and fit within the financial fair play. I think that's why when we played them at half time or whatever, 2 or 3-0 up, and I was like, we're not safe yet. But I think at the race course, I think they do have that home advantage in terms of the amount of fans they've got. It's always going to play positively if the fans get behind you in the way that Wrexham fans do, to be fair.
It's that 12th man, isn't it? Like the fans of the 12th man, they're literally sucking the ball in stoppage time, aren't they?
And like said, even when they were 5-3 down in stoppage time, their fans were still encouraging them and still getting them to go for it. Whereas a lot of grounds, fans would be streaming out of the ground.
They didn't sing that much when they were at Stockport, but you can understand. I know, that's what I mean. You can understand, but I think I have heard that the home form's a lot different.
I mean, where we would be, and we mentioned the same about Notts County, did we? If you've got to score 3 goals just to win at home, what happens when that runs out? If you're not defending, if you're not defending well enough, and teams come in there and attack you, then it's only going to work so many times. I keep on seeing this about Ipswich as well in the Championship. They've got to score 3 goals just to win. You've got to start keeping clean sheets. Clean sheets are just as important, if not more, than getting promoted. To get promoted, Terry, you've got to keep them clean sheets as well.
Yeah, 100%. Going back to the chat as well, obviously there's a lot of talk on Wrexham, and Darren's put they do leak some goals. Wrexham, completely agree. Lisa has mentioned as well that they do play Newport next round in the FA Cup.
Ooh.
Craig has put late goal games are the most important ones sometimes. Aled obviously is a Wrexham fan. He put they didn't start well. One of Salford's goals we could have done better with, but what a second half. Completely agree. And it is a game of 2 halves, isn't it, to be fair? Reminder as well, Craig has put Stephen Fletcher and James McLean are both there.
Yeah.
It's like cheat codes, isn't it?
I know.
Talking about conceding goals, I just looked at the table. It's quite interesting that both Notts County and Wrexham who conceded 25 goals.
Wow.
It's a lot, isn't it?
Yeah,
which is... How many have they scored?
Notts have scored 28 and Wrexham 27.
Wow.
So their goal difference isn't great.
Notts count his goal difference in second is 3.
Yeah.
Yeah, and if that comes to the end of the season, when other teams, we've mentioned before, like Mansfield, who have probably kept a good goals difference because they've drawn a lot of games. What's that going to happen? What's going to happen there? If you keep on winning games 4-3, 5-2, or whatever, it's a 1-0 is sometimes a better result than that. It just keeps that
100%.
Yeah. And the only other teams that have conceded more are Newport with 26 and Sutton with 30.
Yeah, so
and they're teams where they bottom of the league. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like Sutton bottom and Walsall are down there, aren't they? So it's something that I think both teams are going to have to recover.
They're just lucky that they can both score a lot of goals at the minute, and that's 100%. Kind of a thorn in other team sides, but they definitely need to do something about that.
Definitely. Aled in a chat as well actually mentioned before Salford we were doing well with maintaining clean sheets, and he's put that they fight till the end as well.
Yeah, they do.
100%.
Yeah,
100%.
Give him that.
Just not every week.
Yeah. Darren obviously mentioned in the chat, do Wrexham still play in a Welsh Cup? And he put, no, we don't, Darren. Something to do with UEFA, I think. And that's all the football. So, everybody's favourite time of the week, eh? Nobody knows where Claire's been. Even Claire doesn't know where Claire's been.
So, mystery.
I know. Where has she been? She has popped out for a cheeky Oggy pasty, the podcast favourite pasty, something Sam taught us about. She went for a nice Oggy pasty. What's your Oggy pasty nice, Claire?
Bit soggy.
So it was a soggy pasty. Oh, I absolutely love it. Next, where do we all think she's been? She played for San Marino, scoring against
Oh,
why do you
brilliant.
think they scored?
I know. All them games they haven't scored, and then Claire finally pops up in a raincoat, and what happens? San Marino get a goal. The scenes.
It was lovely, that, wasn't it? What a moment that was. San Marino. Sam scored for about 5 years or something, and then literally took Denmark all the way. It was mental. Well done, Claire.
Well done. The person you've all been waiting for all this time. Claire comes in a raincoat and she turns the game around. I mean, what a sport.
My God.
We have got in the chat. Why am I getting flashbacks to the Great North Run?
I've never done that.
We have got Simon. We have got Chris. Everybody is laughing. Bless them. Should we find out where you've been next, Claire?
Go on.
She joined Anne for a Saturday game. Leslie went too, but she stood on her own as she had an argument with Claire about who had the nicer raincoat. So
there I am,
we have Claire. We have Claire there, stood with Anne, having a great time, and poor Leslie, bless her, because she thought she had a better raincoat. It stood alone. Have you made up with Leslie, Claire? That's what I want to know. Have you made up with Leslie? Well, Sam knows. Sam knows whether you made up with Leslie. But first, she went for a nice sauna with Steve Evans, Matt Farley's favourite manager ever.
No, please, no.
I bet you was a bloody warm with them coats on. Christ.
Oh my God, the girls don't love me. Oh my God.
So, Lisa, she's put way to go, Claire. Aled thinks she'll be having a sing-off with Anne. Maybe.
Yeah.
You wouldn't want that.
Chris is laughing, and Darren is laughing at Leslie as well. So, the moment of truth, did you make up with Leslie? She made up with Leslie. She took the bobsleigh to visit Triple Sharon. Do you realise, Claire, every time you send a picture with a coat on in the
To be
group
fair,
chat?
that was just a nice picture of a family day out in Blackpool. Oh my god, this is funny. Fair play, Sam.
So yeah, in the chat,
I
we
love the
said that
little
was a
hand
great
on the
time.
bobsled coming from Claire's arm there. That's
No,
fantastic.
that's not my arm. What is that?
It's not a spider, is it?
That?
Is it a spider?
Oh, it could be a spider.
My mother's bought me a spider brooch and told me I have to wear it on the podcast.
We'll have to do a Halloween special and you'll have to dress up as a spider. But yeah, everyone in the chat is absolutely loving it. So again, thank you so much, Sam.
I'll wear a different coat next week, Sam.
Please do. Please do. But yeah, that is our segment of this week's Where's Claire? And like we mentioned before, we don't know where Claire has been that week. Even Claire doesn't know where she's been that week. Sam sends it me last minute. I upload it. I don't look, so it's a surprise for me as much as it is to all of you as well. And because everybody is enjoying it so much, it will be an ongoing segment throughout the season. But we absolutely love it, and it's everybody's favourite bit. Just going back to the chat as well.
Oh, Cool Rainings. That's funny, that.
Love that. What a film. Simon, this is brilliant. Lisa is loving it. Aled, the moment Claire posted that family photo, I thought it was going to be involved. Claire on a spider, he wants that to happen. And then Lisa's put that she's going to rewind it because it was that funny. So.
Charlie, can you just quickly put the Sunderland women's photo back on? Because I need to show people in the chat this, right? Because I think we need a kind of consensus of what I need to do with my nephew. Because if you watch next to Claire, is my nephew on his phone. And he
That's all
the
right.
ball.
It's only a kid.
Do we take him next week?
Yeah. Good luck, Charm.
I think he was texting everyone, telling them that Claire was with him.
Claire's here,
He's like, I know where Claire is. Everybody, I have got some information. Nobody knows it, but I know where Claire is. So you've got to let him know.
Leslie's the light.
Oh, also, and I've got a bone to pick with you.
Oh, what have I done?
We'll go full screen for this. I'm intrigued.
I remember you getting all touchy because someone put a H in your name.
Yes.
Well, you put an I in my name. That's just as bad.
Oh, sorry.
Me and Nick are going to have to play referee. Me and Nick have come for a nice friendly chat.
We have.
In defence, though, you can spell Claire with an I. You can't spell
spell
Anthony with a H.
Yeah, you can.
You can't. That's Anthony. My name's Anthony. There's no H.
Well, Sam's middle name is Anthony with a H.
It's what, Terry?
Anthony with a H.
Yeah, no, that's Anthony. I'm an Anthony. I'm a proper Tony, mate.
You know what to do next week, Anne? Go and stand with Leslie.
Yeah, I'm going to run the line with Leslie. At the,
Is it a Leslie though with Lesley, or is it Leslie with Leslie? Who knows?
IE is a man's name.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Shawnee in the
Sorry,
chat
by
as
the way,
well.
I'll remember that for next time.
Shah is referee and Nick is VAR.
Oh,
sorry, Nick, you're sacked.
Yeah. God, if we have VAR, we'll be here till midnight.
Speaking of VAR, guys, right? Do you remember last week when I went on my massive, horrible rant about the referee at the Sunderland Middlesbrough game? So Sunderland have received an apology from the PGMOL, which is wonderful, but it doesn't change the fucking results. But never mind.
Yeah.
And
we've had 5 apologies this season. It is a joke.
It's stupid, isn't it? Well, that referee, Jared Gillett, instead of getting demoted into League One or not refereeing this week, he is the VAR official for Chelsea versus Liverpool on Saturday. So there you go. You can do a shit job and still get promoted. So there we are.
Crazy.
And on that note, let's turn it into something positive. Before Anne does his lovely singing, as you all know, we obviously had a conversation about Cheltenham, and he said once Cheltenham score, he will put his Christmas tree up. Well, his Christmas tree lights weren't working, so we had to do a forfeit.
Yeah,
so he has to sing a Christmas song on the podcast, like just any Christmas song in a group chat. We came up with it. So there was a poll that went onto our social media. It was out of Mariah Carey, was it? All I Want for Christmas Is You, rocking around the Christmas, around the Christmas tree, White Christmas,
banger,
and driving home for Christmas. Sam's choice. We will actually put him under pressure now and say it was Sam's choice. It's not one of my favourite songs.
But it's the fact that he hated it that made me want it so much.
It's not one of Ant's favourite songs.
It's not. I don't like it.
But all of you have voted for Ant to sing this. Claire obviously told everyone to vote for that as well.
Is that because I spelt your name with an I, Claire?
No, it's just because I knew you hated it. You put it in the chat.
Yeah.
So before he bursts into song, we will do the ending. We will ask everyone their socials, and then Anne, you can play the song. I think Nick has the music as well. So before your grand final performance, where can everyone find you on social media?
Well, I think I'll be losing quite a lot of followers after this next.
Simon Cowell might be coming for you.
I highly doubt it. But right, anyway, yeah, you can catch me on Twitter. I'm Anthony_Waterson. I'm also at Roker Report, How Are the Lasses Pod, which is up for an FC award and all. We had the Manchester United guy in before, Jordan, who is also up for it. But yeah, we're How Are the Pod. We're 23 followers away from hitting 1,000 votes. So if anyone, even if you don't like women's football, just give us a follow, please. And I'm also at Waterball Podcast, which is at WABA Pod. Thank you.
Just before, obviously, I say about the others, Mr. Luke in the chat has put, great show, everyone. Good luck to everyone on Saturday and Tuesday, except for Shah on Tuesday. Definitely let Shah know how the chippy was travelling up on a college night on Tuesday. Yeah, I'm going to wish you good luck for the weekend, but hopefully not on Tuesday. We need the 3 points. Back-to-back away games starting with Chesterfield away on Saturday, and then Rochdale away. Should be a good couple of days, and looking forward to it. Nick, where can everybody find you on social media?
Take your time, Nick.
You can find me on Ocus_road on Twitter, Instagram. As I've said before, I don't post a great deal. I usually read a few comments, so you won't see a great deal from me, but feel free to say hello.
And Claire, where can everybody find you? Well, you're everywhere.
Everywhere.
Claire on
Who
tour.
knows?
Claire on tour.
Yeah, you'll have to ask Sam. Alternatively, Twitter, Claire_Jess.
Funny. And if anybody wants to follow me, or if you want to keep up to date with my football stuff, I am SharXRAFC. That is on Twitter, it's on Instagram, it's on TikTok. If you want to catch up with my Her Game 2 stuff, that is Rochdale HGT and all of that. But most importantly, our podcast social media. So on Threads, we are Absolute Ball Pod. On YouTube, we are Absolute Football Podcast, and the same on Twitch. On TikTok, we are Absolute Football Pod. Instagram, Absolute Football Podcast _, the same on Threads. And then it is the Absolute Football Podcast on Facebook. You can catch our Premier League show on Mondays at 8 p.m. We will definitely be back this week as well, after our team took a well-deserved break last Monday because of international duty. And then, yeah, if you want to catch up with us, we are on every Thursday at 8:30 p.m. You can also see where Claire's been, talk about obviously football from the Championship, League One, League Two, the National League, especially now it's getting back to normal. And without any further ado, Anne, would you like to sing us out?
No.
Go on, Nick, press play.
Can you hear that?
Nah.
No.
Oh, my acapella and then.
Yeah, go on.
Right, okay, 3, 2.
Do you want me to put it on Alexa?
Oh, that's all right. We'll get done for copyright, won't we? We don't want to get fined. Right.
Go on, Anne.
Ready? 3, 2, 1. I'm driving home for Christmas. Oh, I can't wait to see those faces. Driving home for Christmas, yeah. But I'm moving down that line. I can hear my girlfriend laughing next door. And it's been so long, but I will be there. I sing this song, I'm getting told to shut up now. To pass the time away, driving in my car, driving home for Christmas.
Well done, Anne.
Thank you very much.
Take care, everybody, and thank you for tuning in.
Bye.
Catch us next week.
Please come back next week.